over here. I'm going to show you something. Talk about reality, where reality and surreality collide. All right, but hey, one of these days, when I get my powers back, I'm serious. Everything is going to be perfect. And by the way, there's plenty others out there just like me. If I didn't make my point clear earlier, there's lots of Jovians. You know, I would say maybe 9 to 10% of the people on the streets are Jovians. Yeah. But, yeah, well, I was mentioning that this happened back when me and Old Wolf was together, and he was a good friend. Old Wolf. We went all over this country. I mean, we've been everywhere, inside, outside, and backside of hell. Me and Old Wolf could go for 2 weeks without food, which we did one time out in the Death Valley desert, no less. But tell you what, life can be hard, but hard times and good. Old Wolf, he was, there with me. But here's what happened, though. This was about 7, 8 years ago. This very dumpster right here is where it happened. Man. We was back here, digging around back here, looking for, one thing and another, people throw away, a scrap of food, And I noticed that Old Wolf was up there, and he was acting kind of funny, walking around the I wondered, what could it be? So I figured it must be something in there really good, because he's just really excited. And so, well, I can't get any closer to this. It's, I haven't been back here since the day that happened. That's how much it's changed my life. But anyway, I reached over in there and, digging around in there. It just wasn't much, that I could see. And then I saw what looked like a wig. I figured, well, one of these stores here, the Dollar Tree, or something, thrown out a lady's wig. And I grabbed a hold of that thing and pulled that up, and it was a human head.
Oh, wow.
I swear to God.
Oh, no way.
That it was. And Old Wolf was just jumping up and down, going crazy. Did I fail to mention he's a dog? Old Wolf's a dog.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
he's a dog. Jumping up, and I was holding on to that head, and before I just realized what I had a hold of and dropped it. And
oh, my God.
It was horrible. It was in the news and everything.
Was it really?
Yes,
yes. A severed human head?
Severed human head. And what it was, come to find out, it was a Fort Hood soldier coming back from the Iraqi war, and he cut off his wife's head up there in Killeen. I don't know why he drove all the way down here to throw away her head in the dumpster, but that's what he did.
Maybe he was trying to...
sons of bitches are crazy.
So
they come back from that war and there's no telling what they're going to do. Cut their wife's head off or, Well, anyway, I did, I had to tell somebody. I had to be a responsible citizen of the world. So I went into, one of these stores. I forget which one. Of course, they thought I was crazy. They called the cops on me.
Oh, man.
And I'm trying to tell the cops that there's a goddamn head in the dumpster. And, Finally, you know, that they thought, well, we'll have to check it out. Imagine their surprise when there was a head in the dumpster. But goddamn, what a day. Well, it changed my life because, man, I never wanted to dig in a dumpster again after that. It's like PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome. You know, not, which I have. I mean, not bad enough to cut somebody's head off and throw it in a dumpster. But I have that, you know, from finding a head in the dumpster.
Yeah.
Man, I was fine until that day, and now I can't go near a dumpster. I'm near this one today, and this is progress for me, okay? But I'm not going to go any nearer to that thing because, you know, I see it in my dreams. I see that head, that woman's head, and I just am just so sure that if I was to walk up there right now, that's what I'd see. I'm not going to see it. So it's going to kind of ease back from it, you know. And
Well, I'm gonna look in
but
there.
but now you can be my guest. I'll just stand back here. See anything yet?
No,
Well,
no human head.
you could be trying to trick me into looking at that head that I know
Oh,
is
I would never do
in
that.
that dumpster.
I would never do that.
Of course, you know, the thing was, if I go back to the story for a minute, old Wolf was able to smell that. It hadn't been dead long enough to start stinking, although, you know, later, you know, I did notice when we came back, there were an uncommon number of flies beginning to gather around that dumpster. And anyway, the cops came out here, and, you know, oh boy, did they ever question me. I mean, they treated me like I was a criminal. But in the end, they found that old boy that did it. But they had me in protective custody or something or other they came up with. You know. But hey, man. Yeah, that's just one of the many adventures me and old Wolf had. Oh, he was a good dog. I found him in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I was walking along that east-west interstate that just goes right through there. I was heading east, coming back to Texas, and he stopped there, you know, by the road, and you know, there he was. He came. He was a puppy at that time. He came bounding right out from behind a dumpster. That's back when dumpsters were, you know, still places where blessings might be received. But yeah, and he followed me, you know, and I, you know, I didn't want to be responsible for him because, you know, we were walking along the side of the road next to traffic and everything, him following me, and I can barely take care of myself, much less a dog. Well, and so we'd walk, he just stayed with me, you know, and well, ended up he stayed with me for years. And like I say, we had many an adventure, but he finally died. Yeah, oh boy. And the way that come about, you know, he had always, whatever we were doing, you know, walking across the street, he'd always stay to heel. Okay, and if he ever got away from it, he would always come right back. I mean, you know, I'd holler at him, he'd come right back. But on this occasion, it was here in Austin. We were trying to cross Guadalupe Street down there by the university. He did something I'd never seen him do before. We were crossing the street, and here come a moped with a college girl on it and a little Chihuahua dog riding in a basket on the back of that moped. And it just came in suddenly. I don't know, you know, the dog must have been in heat or the college girl won or something, or both, because he just took off like a rocket. Well, you know, he didn't catch the moped because it was long gone, and by the time he hit the pavement, there was a big truck coming, and it just took him away, took old Wolf away. Yeah.
Oh man, that's terrible.
That's where I lost old Wolf.
That sucks. I feel
But
for
you
you,
know,
man.
that's not the end of the story.
Oh yeah.
Old Wolf, he came back to me. It was that night in a dream.
Wow.
And in the dream, he could talk. And the first thing I did, I said, "Oh, Wolf, why did you do a stupid thing like that?" And he said, "There's no time. I've only got a minute to talk to you here, and I got to tell you something important. That trip we were going to take to New York City, don't take it. Do not take it."
Wow.
I said, "Okay, but," and he was gone. But you know, I took his advice. I mean, you know, when you see a dog
Yeah.
die before your very eyes, and that night he comes back to you in a dream, and he's talking in English, and he tells you not to do something, you don't do it.
Yeah.
I did not take that trip to New York. I was going to hitchhike up that way, know some fellers. You know, there's a possibility of a job.
Yeah.
Guess where that job would have been?
Where's that?
Ground fucking zero in New York City, and I would have been there first day on the job, September 11th, 2001.
Damn.
That is the God's honest truth. I swear to God. Swear to dog, I should say. I believe, you know, it makes you wonder about things, you know, dogs and gods and such. And I wonder now, I mean, could it have been that all those years that old Wolf he was God in disguise walking by my side? And the only way that he could communicate this to me, this important, you know, I noticed he'd been acting funny ever since I told him about the opportunity, you know, the custodian job there at the World Trade Center. The only way he could communicate it to me was to die.
Mm-hmm.
And come back to me in a dream speaking in English and warn me. Because I was too stupid to know dog talk. But yeah, that was quite a story. Me and old Wolf.